Welcome to Restoule Provincial Park. In this video, I'm going to share our camping experience here at Restoule, and at the end, I'm going to share what I liked and didn't like about this park to help you if you're planning a trip here in the future. Restoule Provincial Park is located approximately 4 hours north of Toronto and an hour southwest of North Bay. This is the furthest provincial park we've traveled to since we started camping in the summer of 2022. We spent 4 nights at Restoule, and during that time we even ventured into North Bay, so stay tuned to see all the things we got up to in North Bay next. We just got here and already we've heard that there is a bear in the area. It was spotted just today, and we saw a deer while we were on our way to the water filling station. It seems like it's going to be a lovely weekend with maybe a little bit of rain. And already Alan is getting attacked by something. Mosquitos, black flies, I'm not really sure, but he's over here spraying. We just got up to the water filling station and they have water filling on both sides here, so I'll give you a quick look. We were camping in the Kettle Campground on an electric site, and we thought the site was one of the nicest sites in our loop because it was very private from the sides and back. Now let's go on a bit of a park tour, starting at the registration area, and you can see behind me here, this is where all of the trailers and cars will park when they're coming to check in for their sites, and the actual office here has a few souvenir style things like stickers, clothing items, etc. But if you're looking for anything like food or items that you may have forgotten at home, they don't really have anything here, so you will have to go into town for that, and there's also limited options when you're in town. At the registration and park store, you can also purchase ice and firewood. Now we're on our way to the day use area, which is just a short drive down the main road past the registration office. In this area, you'll find one of the 2 boat launches, and there's also access to numerous trails in this area. Over in the day use area, we have found a runaway kayak, but we have no way of getting to it. And right behind us, there are some fluffy baby Canadian geese. So far, they look pretty cute, but eventually they'll turn into the murder chickens, or cobra chickens, whatever you want to call them. The day use area also had picnic tables and a covered picnic shelter to use, and 2 small parking areas as well. This is where you can access the Fire Tower, River, Gibbs, and Graubarger trails. If you're bringing a boat, the boat launch in the day use area has a lot of space for parking trucks and trailers, and there are 2 small docks as well. Over in the day use area by Stormy Lake, there is a Discovery rental center where you can get stand-up paddleboards, canoes, kayaks, and bikes. Inside the Discovery Center, they had all of the rental accessories, and there was a small corner with little activities and information for kids. This park also offers backcountry camping, so you can rent your canoes here or bring your own and head out on Restoule or Stormy Lake to find your perfect campground. There are a number of marked campsites that you can choose from, and it seems like it would be a pretty cool adventure if you're into that sort of thing. The garbage and recycling station here is very well laid out. It's in a one-way loop, and you do have some interesting contraptions to keep probably bears and raccoons out of the garbage, but overall it's very conveniently located to our campsite. At this campground, there are almost 100 electrical sites, and there are about 175-ish non-electric sites, plus the 2 group campgrounds. Fells Point has sites 1 to 160, and Putts Point has 201 to 309. We preferred the Putts Point Comfort Station because all 7 showers were in operation. It was clean and even had laundry facilities. Down at Bells Point Campground, you will also find another boat launch area that has plenty of parking for your trucks and trailers or vehicles and trailers for your boats. And there is also the dog beach. And if you're looking for a canoe or kayak launch or a dock for your boat, there's a big dock area in Putts Point Campground, and this campground is also where you'll find the main beach, which is nice and sandy, but quite shallow. There's a little path in the Kettle Point Campground that leads to an off-leash dog area, and it's fenced in, so your dogs can get some great exercise over there, and I just saw a few dogs enjoying their freedom. Kettle Point also has a dock area and a spot to launch canoes and kayaks and a small beach. There are some beautiful waterfront sites here at Restoule, and in the Kettle Point Campground, Site 426 even has its own little private beach. So if you do have a canoe or kayak that you want to bring with you, try to get Site 426 because this would be an amazing site to get for a weekend or even a week.
Since the weather is absolutely awesome out here, I decided we should probably go to a distillery or brewery and have some fun there, and Sarah was absolutely all for it. She's cleaning up now. I've got most of the stuff ready out here and we're gonna head out.
We just went to Copperhead Distillery in Sundridge, Ontario. We tried a few of the samples here. You can try, I think, 4 samples each, which is like a quarter of a shot, or you can purchase a drink and go and have it on the patio. They also have food here, but we went inside, did a couple samples, and then we ended up buying a few to take home with us. Next on the list was a visit to South River Brewing Company. Inside, they sold various handicrafts and merchandise and had a great selection of beer in cans and on tap. We got a flight to Split and really enjoyed it.
Back at the campsite, we've got sunshine and thunderstorms. Interesting combo. Cheers.
The thunderstorm didn't last long, so we decided to do our first hike of the trip, and along the way we saw 2 deer crossing the road and having a snack in the forest beside our truck. These 2 were our 4th and 5th deer sightings of the trip. We decided to hike the Fire Tower Trail, and it's giving off major fern gully vibes, and also we're getting dive attacked by the horseflies, which are rather large here. The trail started off on an incline right away, but then it was actually pretty easy for about 10 or so minutes of the trail, and then we reached a part where there are lots of rocks, basically like a rock path down, with lots of roots and things going over it, and the rocks were actually kind of slippery, but we look to be in a better place now, so we're going to continue on and see how much longer it takes us to get to the fire tower. We've made it to Amber Lake, and this is where we're going to call it quits because despite me really wanting to see the fire tower, it is up a very steep incline, and I just don't think I can make it, especially in the shoes that I have, and Alan has a bad knee. So even if I wanted to go by myself, I don't actually want to go by myself. So we're going to turn around and head back, and hopefully the other way, oh my gosh, is easier. We got to the end of the trail, and if I were to do it again, I wouldn't, but if I were to do it again, I would definitely bring more water and better shoes because you are actually like going over huge rocks. It's almost like bouldering, a little bit of rock climbing kind of thing, and it's definitely not a trail for easy to moderate trail goers. I think it definitely broke our spirits. I think I'm getting bit the mosquitoes are so bad this morning. I'm trying to cook breakfast, but they are just attracted to this barbecue and they keep swarming me. So I put my bug net on, but it's not helping very much. There are 5 official hiking trails here ranging from less than a kilometer to about 4.8 kilometers. ranging in difficulty as well. And then there's another little trail you can take from the park office area down to the riverfront area. We're now going to do Rangers Point Trail, which is about a 20-minute loop. You can ride your bikes here as well, and they say it's about half the time if you are biking. A small consolation of doing the Rangers Point Trail is that you can actually get a really nice view of the fire tower from one of the picnicking areas here. So we still feel like we made it. We did get to see it, although we didn't get to do it on the trail itself. Success! We finished the trail. And if you are coming to do this trail, I would recommend bringing a little picnic so that you can enjoy the lovely water views there. I busted it out because I just couldn't handle all the bugs flying and buzzing around my head. And if you're doing the bigger, longer trails, the more difficult ones, I would definitely recommend bringing a little bug net for your head because the bugs here have been quite aggressive, I would say. Restoule also has 2 group camping sites. I think it's 601 and 602. You can also see them if you're on the river trail just across the river. So they have a really nice riverfront view and spot for camping. So if you have a group, I would definitely check those out. It was touch and go there for a little while, but we were past the point of no return because it would have taken us longer to go backtracking rather than forward. But now we're back at the river bridge, and I'm so glad because I need a drink of water, and hopefully we can go jump in this river. After our hikes, we decided to head to the beach to cool off, but there's very little shade, so bring an umbrella or sunshade if you have one. We didn't last too long at the beach because it was so hot there and I forgot my beach floaty at home, so the water's a little shallow here. You have to walk out very far and it doesn't even get waist deep inside the swimming area. You actually have to go outside of the swimming area. So that's a note if you're coming here and you're expecting like deep, cool water. The water is nice and cool, not too cold, but it is very shallow. The beach was a little bit busy for our liking, so we came down to the dock area, which is close to our campsite, and we brought our chairs, we plopped them in the water, and what you can't see right now is that Alan brought one of our regular old umbrellas so that he could get some shade. So he brought his own shade, and we're enjoying the beautiful, calm area. There's only a few other people here, so if you're looking for a more peaceful atmosphere, I would recommend doing the same. About a 10-minute drive down the road from Restoule is Mill Bay Market. We're about to head inside now, but we know that they have ice cream. If you need groceries, we found lots of great options at Mill Bay Market, and Alan also enjoyed his freshly scooped ice cream. And just a bit further up the road, you'll find Jerry's General Store. This is where you can get grocery items. They're licensed to sell for the LCBO, so there's beer and wine and spirits and various things. So if you forgot anything or need anything even for your trailer, there's a whole little hardware section here as well. So it is a very general store and the prices seem reasonable. Well, it's our last full day here at Restoule and it's time for my overall thoughts of this park. I'm going to start with my likes. And I liked how much water access this park had. There were numerous docks, numerous boat launches, different beach areas that you could set up. So no matter where you were, you could easily find access to one of the lakes or even the river. And I really liked that about this park. Another thing I really liked about this park was that it had nice foliage and tree cover. As you can see on our site here, there are 2 sites behind me, but you can't even really see them because there's such nice foliage filling in. So the site seems pretty private here, and throughout the entire park there's a beautiful foliage and tree cover, making it nice and green, and it really feels like you're in nature. This park also had great wildlife. While we were here and on our way in, we saw 5 deer. I also really liked the variety of trails here. However, the 3 trails that we tried were not the easiest trails. We prefer more leisurely nature walks, but the trails here were quite challenging, especially the Fire Tower Trail and the River Trail. Those ones had some challenging spots, especially the Fire Tower one. We didn't even finish that. But we really enjoyed the Rangers Point Trail. They had nice picnicking spots, so depending on your fitness level, your ability, they may have some nice trails for you. Another thing to note on my dislike list is the dumping station. There is no bypass lane, so of course on busy days you are going to be waiting. We also didn't have great cell service while we were here. Signal was spotty throughout the park, and we were able to get some signal so that we could get the weather and different things like that while we were here, but it's not the strongest depending on where you are in the park. And the last thing that I would mention is that I wish they had more of a park store with some amenities here. If you need anything, you only have about a 10-minute drive outside of the park to go to the general store or the market, but it would have been nice if the park store here had some more essentials if you forgot anything at home. Overall, we had a wonderful stay here, and if you're into water sports, I would definitely recommend adding this park to your list. I think we'll be back here and trying to get one of those beautiful waterfront sites in the future. And that brings us to the end of our time at Restoule. Stay tuned to see what we got up to in North Bay in our next video. And if you're looking for more camping videos, check out some of my recent reviews linked in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my overall tour of Restoule Provincial Park. And as always, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more camping and travel videos coming soon.